Our elections, from the governor down to local council, a number of races will be decided once 8 o'clock rolls around. David Jones spoke with a local political analyst and has more. David.
Lauren, Dillard University political analyst Robert Collins says his prediction for the gubernatorial race has not changed. He is still predicting Jeff Landry to come out on top for Republicans and Sean Wilson to come out on top for Democrats. Collins says voter turnout is down. The Secretary of State is predicting 42 to 46% turnout. Collins expects it to come in on the low end of that range. Now, where it gets interesting, Collins says, is in these down ballot races from the Attorney General and Lieutenant Governor, the legislature races to local council races. Collins says many of these are not hotly contested. He says there's not a big ideological difference between candidates because the state Democratic Party just is not running any candidates for those races.
We have establishment candidates in some local races and in some parishes running against anti-establishment candidates. We have incumbents running against challengers, and so we have different types of personalities running against each other. So it's all going to depend on who does the best job of targeting their votes and then physically making sure their votes get to the polls, whether that means having volunteers transport them or knocking on doors and checking off names.
As far as Landry winning the gubernatorial race outright, Collins says he does not expect that tomorrow since Landry's been polling around 40% and he would have to pick up 11%, which is possible, but Collins says unlikely. Polls open at 7 a.m. and close at 8 p.m. You can count on Fox 8 to bring you updates as the numbers come in. Our live coverage begins Saturday night at 7. Lauren?